So, according to my last video about political things, this would be video number 4. And I started these series of videos so that people who were friends with me in the military could kind of understand where I was coming from with some of the things I said on Facebook and whatnot politically. Now, this has gone... this particular video is going a little bit beyond that. This video is more geared towards family. It's geared towards my cousin, Tyler Hodges, and who, before I start, and regardless of how he voted, I don't know how he voted, but I respect him quite a bit. He's a hard-working man who's literally worked for everything he has. He holds his children very dear. He's very much a family man. And regardless of what his last name might be, I consider him a Brazel. He's part of my fucking family, even beyond cousin. I consider him a brother that I don't really know that well, but I'd like to get to know better. And I think this is a step in that direction. So, Tyler, I think that you and I might disagree on this. I'm going to lay out why I voted for Trump. So, first and foremost, but not the most important by far, is his personality. His personality is what drew my attention to him. In any debate or argument, or when a large group of people get together and they decide who's going to lead them, it's normally the person who has the personality that draws attention to them, that not bad attention, obviously, but that at least draws attention to what they're saying, that gets people to stop what they're doing and listen to them, whether it's annoying or whether it's I might like this guy or whatever. It gets people to stop and listen to what he's saying. Excuse me. Second, on personality, is Donald Trump isn't on a filter. I think that America has gone too far as its political correctness. Yeah, too many people worried about, oh, you might offend so-and-so if you say that. You might offend this person if you say that. Do I think you should watch what you say when you're in public? Yes, that's part of common courtesy. You don't voice every little thought that comes into your head. I probably would have been thrown into jail if I voiced every single little thought that was in my head every time I was around people. I think that applies to everybody. But with Donald Trump, yeah, sometimes he does go overboard, but I'd rather have someone that goes a little overboard than someone who is afraid to say what they actually think and whatnot. I'm glad that Donald Trump is not afraid to say what he thinks. I want to know who I'm voting for. I want to understand the person that I'm putting into such a position of power. He's in charge of the executive branch now. I wanted to know who I was voting for, and there's no better way to know somebody than, rather than just listening to debates and whatnot, than to see what he says anywhere else, whether it be on The Apprentice, whether it be, well, like I said, anywhere else. Number 2, and it might surprise you that this category comes third in my list, but his promises. Every president makes promises. Now, do I think that he'll keep every single one of his promises? No, absolutely not. I don't think any president has been able to keep all of his promises to his people. That being said, I like his outline for what he's going to do. Now, I only have 4 things written down that I'm going to bring up. But there were more things that just don't come to mind at the moment. So I figured that these 4 must be the biggest things that came to mind when I decided to vote for Trump. So, building a better tax plan. I like that a lot. From what I saw in Trump's tax plan, I'll be paying less taxes. Right now, about a quarter of my salary goes into taxes right off the bat. Then, as far as Utah's taxes go, a quarter of what I spend at the pump goes into taxes, and then I spend 6% of what I spend at any other place just on sales tax. That's a lot of my income gone just on taxes. And if I can reduce what I spend on federal and state taxes, yeah, that's a really good thing for me. Next is the infamous wall. Now, a lot of people say that this is racist and whatnot, whatever. I don't think that Donald Trump's stance is racist at all. What he's wanting to curb is illegal immigration. He's not wanting to curb legal immigration. He's wanting to curb people that find loopholes or just completely ignore our current immigration laws, which should be enforced, but which are not. He's trying to enforce the laws that are there. Now, there are problems with the laws that we have there. So his solution to it is to build a wall. Do I have a problem with him building a wall around our borders? No, I don't. Do I think he will actually build the wall? I don't fucking know. To be honest, I think that the states on the borders that he wants to build a wall should have to fit the bill for some of that. It shouldn't all be the federal government. Because then that's a drain on everybody's taxes, not just on the taxes of the people that live on the borders that their states border that other country. Why do I think that illegal immigration is a problem in our country? Well, I believe that when you come to America, you should come to be an American. You shouldn't come to America and try to make it your own little Mexico. You shouldn't try to make it Cuba. You shouldn't try to make it Canada, Israel, UK, whatever country you came from. When you come to America, you should do what you can to make it a better America. Not to try to make it the same shithole of a place you came from. There's a reason why people make boats out of trash, literally trash, to try to get here to America and swim across a river that's so polluted that the immigration officers, when I went to Mexico to build a Sunday school down there, the immigration officer says, don't swim in the Rio Grande. It's full of every type of disease known to man. There's a reason why people take those risks to come to America and not to leave America. That's because America is fucking awesome. And with so many people coming to America, doing it illegally, that we don't vet, that we don't filter out, or even just reduce the numbers, we're going to have an influx of people that want to make our culture into their culture. There's a reason why our country has survived so long and why it's the greatest country on earth. It's because so many people have come here, but they have come here in a way where they have come here expecting to become an American. They weren't coming here expecting to remain a British citizen or a German citizen or a Mexican citizen or a Canadian citizen or wherever they came from legally. People that come here legally and, want citizenship come here with the expectation that they will become Americans. And I appreciate that a lot. It takes a lot for someone to come to another country that they've never lived in before, to basically cast aside their homeland and look at this new country they've come into and want to improve that and make it the best in the world. There's something to be said about those people. We take the best people in the world that want to come here, and that's who we let through. We legally, we have the best immigrants coming into our country. People that want to come here legally, most people, I think, would agree that we actually want them here. They're people that want to come here to make a better life for themselves, that want to help our country, that want to actually contribute to society. People that want to come here illegally, they don't really give a shit about our country. So why should I give a shit about them? They come here to get a shit job just so they can make more money at a decent job they had in their old country that paid them less money, so they can send money back to their old country. So basically, illegal immigrants are fucking taking income out of our country and throwing it into another country's income. It's fucking ridiculous. Another reason, as far as promises, are keeping businesses in America. Now, I will touch on what's happened since he's been elected on this, but Donald Trump promised that he would basically legally punish companies that move jobs and whatnot outside of America and into other countries. I am all for this. Companies that are incorporated in America, or even those that are incorporated outside of America and decide to move their factories outside of America, why the fuck shouldn't we punish them? They're taking jobs away from us. That's people who can, now thinking about this on a government perspective, those are people who can be paying taxes, and those taxes will pay for the security of everybody else. Those taxes will pay for public education. Those taxes will pay for a ton of stuff. Thinking on this on a personal level, those companies that have profited on the American people, as far as having a factory here in America selling goods to the American people, and they want to move their factories out to another country, fuck them. They've fucking worked, they fucking made their money on our backs for so many years, and yet they want to move their business to someone else. Well, fuck them. Another part of that is, well, I'll reach that later on in this video. So, another one of his promises, national defense. Now, a lot of presidents, excuse me real quick, a lot of presidents have promised to be strong on national defense. But I think Donald Trump was thinking of the bigger picture. In that, I think a lot of the other presidents that have taken office have only thought of conventional warfare. They haven't thought about the threats that face us nationally. To be honest, possibly because they didn't really exist before, well, shit, Bush's second term in office. So, as far as national defense, the things that Trump has promised to protect are finances, our cybersecurity, and our actual conventional protection. Why would I not vote for that? Hillary has, from what I've seen, possibly you might have something else to contribute to this part, but from what I've seen, Hillary hasn't really done very much to that. I mean, she let an ambassador get killed. She let an ambassador get killed. It wasn't she couldn't save him, because she really could. She had the power to call in people to save that ambassador, someone she considered a personal friend. She didn't really do shit about it. I don't really want that person in charge of the executive branch, which is also in charge of the military, which takes care of our national defense. I don't fucking want someone like that in office. Trump has said he's got to make that stronger. I'm all for that. Not only as a former Marine, but as someone who currently works on military jets. That's job security for me. Why would I not vote for job security? Another thing that why I voted for Trump is his status. Why would his status matter? Well, he's rich enough not to rely on being bought off. Too many politicians on both sides of the line rely on donations from rich people to run their campaigns. And that's why you have so many of these pork barrel laws or bills passed. You have so many of these bills passed that rely on rich people. He's an outsider. He's not part of the fucking Republican establishment that failed us for 8 years, who said they'd stand against Obama, that failed us. He's not part of that. He's a complete outsider. He's never held a public office. Some people might cite that as lack of experience. I say that lack of experience is better in this point. Now, what are the promises he's fulfilled without even actually taking the office? Well, he's won a lot of jobs in Indiana. Since he's taken office, Carrier is deciding to keep a lot of jobs in Indiana. What does it mean for other people? Well, like I was saying with keeping jobs in America, I remember a guy who used to be part of our church who was laid off because the Lazy Boy factory in our area decided to move their fucking plant to Mexico. They laid off a lot of people in our area just to move their fucking plant to another country. And I think Trump will help with keeping jobs in our areas. Since Trump has been voted in as the next president, countries have been reevaluating their positions. Russia is wanting to talk, North Korea is wanting to talk, which is surprising considering how fucking insane they are. If just electing Trump gets North Korea to talk, think about what's going to happen when he's president. And think about the stock market rise since Trump has become president. Look at what happened to the stock market as soon as Trump was elected. It fucking rose. Way better than what Obama was able to do with 8 years in office. The last, and I guess least important part of why I voted for Trump was because he was not like Hillary. Now, a lot of people would like to equate Trump with Hitler. I would say Hillary is closer. Why? Why did Hitler take power? I don't have a lot of time on this video to go over this simply because of data usage, but when Hitler took power, it wasn't just because of popular vote or electoral vote of the German people. It was because he was actively involved with an armed resistance of other parties. World War I started long before Germany started fighting, well, World War II. I apologize. World War II started long before Germany started attacking other countries. World War II started when Hitler's party started attacking the other parties in armored cars in the long night of knives. You have a lot of mysterious deaths surrounding her. You have a large amount of corruption. She basically charges for speeches. Her and Bill Clinton charge a shit ton of amount for speeches, throw them into the Clinton campaign, and anybody who wants to talk to them about foreign policy and whatnot from a foreign nation has to buy into the Clinton Foundation. And I'm ashamed to say that the company I work for right now, the Lockheed Corporation, is a fucking Clinton Foundation supporter. I'm fucking ashamed of it. But it pays my bills, so I have to do what I have to do. But I'm really fucking ashamed that Lockheed is a Clinton supporter. Clinton Foundation supporter. Also, Benghazi. Why the fuck would I want someone in power who couldn't protect an ambassador? Out of all the individual citizens in our country, the ambassadors should be the most important to protect. That might sound harsh, that might sound cruel, but it's true. If we can't protect our ambassadors, who can we protect? That's one of the Marine Corps' goals, is to protect ambassadors. And yet Hillary didn't want to fucking use the Marine Corps. She wasn't even awake for the Benghazi incident. The person she claimed as a dear friend and whatnot was begging for their life on a video camera filmed by the enemy, and she did nothing about it. Would it result in civilian deaths if redeployed a force? Yeah, probably. But we wouldn't have fucking lost an ambassador. No, not at all. We'd have fucking shown the world that we don't stand for that we don't take shit. And to be honest, that's what we need. Right now, we have a reputation in the world that America is all bluster and nothing else. We're all bark and no bite. We won't do shit about anything. We will allow an Arab Spring to take place that completely overthrows any government that's there and allows Islamic terrorists to take control. That's what America stands for, according to the rest of the fucking world. America is no longer the force that fights for other countries to help their freedom, like in World War I and World War II. Why did we get involved? Did it affect our personal interests? Yes. But did we help other countries in doing that? And did we keep their sovereignty? Yes, we fucking did. Now, no one knows. No one knows where America will stand. Because people have decided that our ethics will change on any situation. Rather than sticking to a standard, rather than having a standard and sticking to it. I think Donald Trump will help with that. So, Tyler, however you respond to this is, I guess, okay. You're entitled to your beliefs and your what you hold to be true. Just please know that I love you, and I don't mean any of this personally, and I hope that this might be informative as to how Trump voters view things.